Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of League of Primos Weekly Review. That's right, another beautiful episode of Lapwar Week number 9. Going to get into the thick of it, going over games, going over punishments. I have to drink a Gonster. Help me, Lord. Going to go to the power rankings and then into our games for next week. So stay tuned. Got a lot in hold for everybody. So let's just get right into it. Using the Surface Pro I just got, not sponsored. Don't know why I'm even showing. Anyway, so we'll go over last week's games. We got Bin Laden's Bombers versus Cleese Jumpty Dumpties. I woke up to 2 alerts on Sunday. My second starting running back was out, Robinson Jr., out right before the game for some reason. And then Gabe Davis was out, which, I don't usually use Gabe Davis, but unfortunately, I was trying to use him as a flex because Christian Kirk was out. And I can't say Allison didn't have anything to do with Christian Kirk's injury with him underperforming for her. I had to settle with Rashawn Johnson, backup running back for the Bears, who got me a whopping 4.1 points in the game. And I also got a whopping -1 points from Xavier Worthy for KC last night. He had 2 rushing attempts for -10 yards. That's not going to help at all. I don't understand. So I probably would have been better starting out Robinson or Gabe Davis in my flex last week. Outside that, I got 25.7 from Kareem Hunt, who's been having a pretty good year this year. Going to be interesting when Isaac Pacheco comes back, who I traded Devontae Adams and Bijan Robinson for. Oh boy. Unfortunately, though, Bin Laden had 2 explosive twin towers in the backfield with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Saquon going for 39.9 points, Derrick Henry going for 33.3 points. That pretty much cooked me. And now I had to chug a Gonster. But that's going to be later. After that, we have Hogwarts Wizards versus Branditos Banditos. A pretty high-scoring game. Brandito got 29.9 from Hurts, 22.4 from Ramondre Stevenson, and 28.88 from Cortland Sutton. You're like, 0.88, why is that? Because he got a passing touchdown. Cortland Sutton got a passing touchdown, and they got 21.7 from Dowell from the Dallas Cowboys. However, this was not enough because Allison got 24.1 from Josh Allen, a whopping 34.5 from Alvin Kamara, 23.5 from Jacoby Myers, and 33.7 from Chase Brown. Allison seems to get given big numbers when she needs to get them. She ends up winning 172.7 to 143.98. We then have the Teyvat Tanks versus Jack Sparrow's tight ends. This was the biggest blowout out of the week. Granted, Bonbon is not rostering his team, but he has no excuse because he had a full lineup this week starting. The only person above 20 points for a Bonbon was Jordan Reed. Meanwhile, Christian finally got some good gameplay from his quarterback, Geno Smith, 27.12 points. Granted, he threw a crucial pick 6, and that made his team lose. But hey, it's fantasy. Who cares? We don't care how their team actually does in the field as long as our teams are getting points. That's right, as Christian would probably say. He got 21.5 from Bijan Robinson and 22.1 from Devontae Adams. Imagine having both of those guys on your fantasy team. And he got a whopping 36.7 from Zay Flowers, so give that man his flowers, and 19.5 from Cedric Tillman. Still a team to be reckoned with, and he just has so much talent and so much depth in that team. It's really going to take an injury for it to happen. He plays Allison this week, so let's see what happens. After that, we have Kevin's awesome team versus the Red Lobster Cheddar Biscuits. A real close game in this one. The Cheddar Biscuits got 29.14 from Burrow, and he was the only person over 19 points, unfortunately. He did, however, have DeMarcus Robinson on the bench, who would have scored him a solid 27.4 points, but, close on accounts and horseshoes and hand grenades. However, even with Amari Cooper, who was listed out before the game, starting in his lineup, Kevin's awesome team got 32.1 from A-Chain, 23.6 from Tank Dell, and 17.4 from Austin Eckler, winning that one 121.64 to 110.04. After that, we have Abe Lincoln's Rusty Trombones versus El Hamburglar. El Hamburglar rode with Jameis Winston this week, hoping to eat some W's. But Jameis Winston with only 10.1 points, so he needs some help from the rest of his team. He got 21.9 from James Conner, 26.58 from Justin Jefferson. Again, another wide receiver passing the ball. 26.4 from Cooper Kupp, 25.4 from Tony Pollard, and 19.8 from Darnell Mooney. The only person who scored above 15 for Abe Lincoln was Danny Dimes with 24.36 points. And when Daniel Jones is your highest scorer, you know you're in trouble. Move to the next one. After that, we have Kevin James Hott versus the Big Tree City Big Bears. Big Bears got a solid 25.6 from Lamar. Devontae Smith with an amazing one-handed grab, 18.7. And 21.7 from Otten from Tampa. But this just couldn't do it for him this week. 133 is a pretty commendable score. However, Kevin James Hott was absolutely hot. Hell, even scorching this week. He had a 23.6 from Joe Mixon, 24.5 from J.K. Dobbins, 29 from Quentin Johnson, and to top all that, an insane 42 points from Ohio State legend Jackson Smith-Njigba. 42. The answer to everything in the universe, and unfortunately for the Big Tree City Big Bears, the answer to the Kevin James Hott team winning 187 to 133. Then we're going to get into our game of the week, last one from last week. I told you guys this was going to be a game, and sure as heck was. I paid my taxes, got a whopping 30 from Garrett Wilson. And whether or not you believe that's a catch or not, I mean, what is a catch at this point? Who knows? Hi guys, welcome to How to Catch 101, where we all know how the catching rule is confusing, but after my seminar here, it's going to be just as confusing. So, here's some examples. Example number 1, Jesse James versus the New England Patriots.
Now, Smith-Schuster's going to wall off the safety, and James is right in front of him. He's down, but no one touches him, so he's going to get in the end zone. This is going to stand. Unless he gets touched.
No, he's in. He never got touched.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reviewing the play, the receiver in the end zone did not survive the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
This is unbelievable.
You may think that wasn't a catch. Example number 2. Zach Ertz the exact same year versus the New England Patriots.
I'm not even taking a guess.
No.
The receiver possesses the football, becomes a runner, breaks the plane of the goal line. The ruling is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How is that a catch, but the other one wasn't? What's a football move? Let me show you example number 3, shall we? Let's shoot it over to Ohio State versus Clemson.
Possession, Okudah, tight coverage.
Ooh, I don't know.
Boy, he's holding on to that football. He has possession of that ball. That's a
On the
catch.
field with a catch. After further review, the pass is ruled as incomplete.
Now, apparently, you have to make a football move and have 2 steps in the NFL, 1 step in college, and become a ball runner. But that may be as confusing as our next rule. What is considered 2 feet? What can a guy do, possess a ball, get 2 feet and bounce is a catch? Well, let's give you our first example. Our first example is going to be George Pickens this past week with 1 foot in twice. So let's go show you his play here.
Watch. The left foot stays
After review,
up.
that pass was incomplete.
Now that may look confusing. I know what you're thinking. But he had 2 feet in. Well, no. He had 1 foot in twice. You see, folks, 1 foot 2 times is 2 foots, but not 2 feet. 2 foots doesn't equal 2 feet. 2 foots is 2 foots, not 2 feet. And if it has 2 foots and not 2 feet, it's incomplete. If you were to catch a ball at the 50-yard line and hop one-legged all the way to the end zone, this step out of bounds, guess what? Incomplete. 2 foots, not 1 feet. But let's give you another example from this past week. Garrett Wilson with an incredible catch. Let's show that replay.
Ooh, Terry, what are they looking at after that initial foot got down when it came right there at the back line?
Now, I know what you're thinking at this point. He looks like Air Jordan, doesn't he, the way he's stretched out. However, if we break this play down, we see that he had 1 foot, and then his knee hits out of bounds, but his shin stayed inbounds before his knee hit inbounds. I know why you're confused about this. If a person were to catch a football, if a person catches a football, gets 1 foot in bounds, he takes a step with the other foot, his toe hits inbounds, but as he's bringing his foot down, his heel hits, that's considered incomplete. I know why you're confused, but they consider the whole foot one section of the body, toe and heel. That's one section. However, they do not consider your knee and your shin to be one section of the body, which would be your leg. They consider it to be 2 separate ones. So you can hit toe in bounds, heel out of bounds, and be out of bounds, but you can hit shin inbounds while your knee hits out of bounds and be inbounds. So I hope that cleared everything up for you guys. I hope you know what it catches now. And if not, I don't know. Des didn't catch it. Whatever. Unfortunately, he was the only person that scored over 20 points for them. But Lauren coming in hot. Late coming from behind with 28.6 points from DeAndre Hopkins and 27 from Travis Swift last night, combining for 55.60 points last night, pushing her over the edge to win this game. You know, I told you guys this would be a game to watch, and it did not disappoint this week. Granted, Lauren may have to find a way to get a QB playing this next week with Dak being hurt for weeks and Love on a bye. Not my problem. However, she did get the dub for that, so keep it going. Let's turn this into a streak. And then that's going to get us into our highest score of the week. That is going to be Kevin James High. I believe this is his 3rd or 4th time this year getting the highest score of the week. He had a whopping 187 points this week. I reached out to him to ask him, how did it feel for that? And he said, shout out to JSN, and thanks to whoever got rid of him. Tell the rest of the league to get ready because they're all about to get pounded. Too bad we do Euros only here, Dylan. You know what? This is a lot of talk from a guy whose touchdown dance looks like this.
No, this is my touchdown dance. Give me it.
You scored a touchdown. Congratulations. That's ugly. And either way, though, go ahead and play the music. Then we're going to get into our lowest score of the week. Now, Bonbon technically was the lowest score of the week with 96.96. He did have a full lineup this week. However, I am a man of integrity. And last time that he got the lowest score of the week, I said, you know what? We can't make fun of him. He won't watch it. We're going to go with the second lowest score. And that second lowest score was Cleese Jumpty Dumpties. Oh, not a good week for me. However, I did reach out to him, and this is what he had to say. All right, David, I'm here interviewing today. You've had a pretty rough season, and this week is no better. You lost in every single one of your fantasy weeks this week. This past week, you suffered a blowing loss, having the second lowest amount of points, but we don't count bonbons. And, how do you feel about the consistent failure of your fantasy football season? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It has been really, really rough. I feel like I've been trying my hardest, but my players keep either getting injured, they keep getting, just terrible weeks, and I just find it really hard to do. And as much as I want to turn it around, I'm not sure if I can do it. I mean, let's be honest. Your team absolutely sucks. Turbo sucks. Hoover Vacuum sucks. Take your Hoover Vacuum into the vacuum of space sucks. Yeah, I know, thanks. So here's my question. How do you turn this thing around, and how do you get yourself into the playoffs this year? Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Playoffs? I can't win a single game. You want to talk about playoffs? Yeah, I'm going to say that you're turbo cucked. No. No, that's fair. And after those beautiful words from him, let's go play some music. Fantasy, I'm giving up on you. I couldn't win if I wanted to. And every week I continue to lose. Fantasy, I'm I'm giving up on you. And my team is feeling so small. I can't win in the head. Hell, I can't win at all. And my team will just fumble the ball. I'm just wanting to win, but I can't win at all. Fantasy, I'm giving up on you. And I couldn't win if I wanted to. And every week I continue to lose. Fantasy, I'm giving up on you. All right, going into our next part is going to be the power rankings. We're going to start off from 14, going down to 1. Little shakeup at the end there. At 14, we have I Pay My Taxes, which means Lauren, you have moved up to number 13, no longer bottom tier. Lauren's Awesome Team at 13. Cleese Jumpty Dumpties at 12. Abe Lincoln Rusty Trombones at 11. Branditos Banditos at 10. At number 9, we have the Red Lobster Cheddar Biscuits. 8, Teyvat Tanks. 7, Big Tree City Big Bears. At 6, we have Bin Laden's Bombers going up to number 6, which is insane. At number 5, Kevin's Awesome Team. Number 4, Kevin James Hunt. Ooh, back-to-back Kevins. Like to see that. At 3, the Hogwarts Wizards. 2, El Hamburglar. And number 1 spot being Jack Sparrow's Tight Ends. And the next part is going to be the Wheel of Torture. But not so fast, because unfortunately, I have to get tortured. I lost last week, and as you remember, I spun the wheel and I got Gonster Chug, which means, yes, I have to drink a Gonster, half Gonster, full Gonster. Why do I keep saying that? Half Monster, half Guinness, full torture. I guess let's get into that part. All right, so to make a Gonster, first, you have to put something the Gonster goes in. Be my Planet Hollywood glass that I got. And apparently you get to keep the glass and you get the drink, so that's what I got it from. You have 1 Monster Call of Duty edition. Wait, I can use this for Black Ops 6. Huh. And then crack open the fridge and then crack open a cold one because we have 1 Guinness Monster. It's not that serious, people. So first off, crack open that Monster and you're gonna pour it in. It's odd to me that Monsters are orange when they're supposed to be green. I mean, the thing's green. Doesn't make any sense to me. Then you have your Guinness. Crack it open. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that smoky. Gonna get myself a spoon? Why a spoon, David? Why a spoon? I don't know. Like, the video I saw had a spoon. I'm gonna pour this in. Oh, look at that. What a great pour. I'm such a master of this. Now you see how the Guinness is... I don't know. I thought it was supposed to float on top. Do I need more Guinness? I think we need more Guinness. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that shift in there. See that shift in there? Oh, that looks amazing. You know what's not going to be amazing? My stomach in 5 seconds. Now, unfortunately, the only thing left to do after you pour half Guinness, pour half Monster into a receptacle is drink the whole thing. I put way too much Guinness, by the way, in this. I want to chug all this. There's no way this would be safe for my health. But, considering that I lost, I'm going to have to do whatever is necessary to make everybody pleased here. So, cheers to you guys. And hopefully next week I actually win. Bottoms up, as Trey Songz would say. That's fat. So that brings us to our Liga Primos torture wheel. That's right. I got a new laptop. It doesn't have HDMI yet, but the USB-C is coming in tomorrow, so I can do HDMI tomorrow. However, Lauren wants me on a tight schedule. I'm not going to delay this one more day. So I got it on here, my Surface Pro. Did I mention I have a Surface Pro? I have a Surface Pro. So here's the torture wheel. Gonna press the button up here. Boop. And it's gonna spin it. And my punishment will be... All right. I had to play with one less skills player next week if I lose. Which, you know, when you think about it, like, why on earth would I make a torture punishment that if I lose, I have to do the punishment? So if I lose, I make myself more susceptible to losing, which doesn't make much sense when you think about it. But, you know, that's what it is. Is it backwards? Is that going to show backwards? Anyway, I have to play with one less skilled player next week if I lose. So... it's not terrible. At least I don't have to drink anything or bathe in yogurt. And to top it all off, we're going to get into next week's games. First game, we got Cleve's Jumpy Dumpties versus the TVAT Tanks. Bonbon already has 2 people out, so maybe I have a chance to win now. I can't even guarantee myself that this week. After that, we have the Red Lobster Cheddar Biscuits versus the Bin Laden Bombers. El Hamburglar facing off against Kevin's awesome team. We then have the Big Tree City Big Bears versus the Abe Lincoln Rusty Trombones. After that, we have Lauren's Optimum Team versus Kevin James Hot. We have Branditos Banditos versus I Pay My Taxes. And then, game of the week, Blood in the Water, Blood in the Bedroom. Hogwarts Wizards versus Jack Sparrow's tight ends. The couple battle with the top 2 people in the league going at it. And, you know, this is supposed to be a good one. Early projections have a 146.1 to 143.4 Allison victory. Let's see how that one plays out, Cotton. And, you know, thank you again for joining us for another League of Primos. I really enjoy doing these weekly reviews for you guys. We're halfway through this season now, so anybody's game except for I feel like mine at this point. But either way, you guys have a good week, and hopefully I win this time. Who knows?
Now dance, now dance, now dance, go now dance, dance, now dance, now dance, go now dance.
Hey, do you want to see a picture of a frog?